right, we'll get into our next section here on pilots, and we'll end the lecture part with discussion of what commercial pilots can do for compensation and hire. And we'll see if we have some time to do a group activity today or not. I might go a little faster this section, but you'll be able to come back to it. A lot of these are just standard regulations here. Motor vehicle offense. This is a conviction while operating a motor vehicle while impaired or under the influence or intoxicated. You have to have a written report to the Civil Aircraft Security Division. That's an FAA test question, by the way. All right, and it's also reported on each of your medical exams for life. But the test question is the report to the Security Division. Second in command. If an airplane's rated for more than one crew member, a minimum private pilot certificate is required. They might need an instrument or type rating, depending on what they're flying. They have to become familiar with the specific aircraft. They have to log pilot time. 3 takeoffs and landings, engine out procedures, and crew resource management. Second in command could also apply to a safety pilot in some situations. Just has to be rated in category, class, and type if required. Flight review. Every 24 calendar months, you must satisfy flight review requirements. It is a minimum of 1 hour of ground, a minimum of 1 hour of flight. Obviously, could be longer if you've been away from flying for a while. You could satisfy this requirement with a FAA check ride, or you could also participate in the WINGS program that the FAA sponsors. Recent flight experience for your passenger carrying operations. We know every 90 days, you have to have 3 takeoffs and landings. Of course, that's if it's a tail dragger, it's got to be a full stop. So any number of takeoffs and landings, unless you're tail dragger. Nighttime requirements are the 1 hour after sunset until 1 hour before sunrise. You conduct 3 takeoffs and landings to a full stop. And the nights do count for day time experience. Change of address, the FAA Airman Certification Branch is required within 30 days. Otherwise, you may not exercise pilot command privileges. Glider towing, something that you can do already as a private pilot. There's a requirement for 100 hours of pilot command time. You have to have a logbook endorsement of ground and flight training for glider tow operations. Okay. Now the FAA test question is over here. With every 24 calendar months, you need 3 actual or simulated glider tows. And the key here is with the qualified glider pilot. It's not a flight instructor. They would use the word supervision for a flight instructor. But here it just says a qualified glider pilot. You could make 3 flights as a glider pilot in command if you're rated. Student pilot operations are allowed in some Class Bravo airspace areas. It is Bravo airspace specific, and a logbook endorsement is required. However, Part 91 Appendix D in Section 4 does list 12 airports that do not allow student pilot operations. So an example would be Detroit Metro allows student pilots to land at the airport, while Chicago O'Hare does not allow student pilots solo to land at the airport. Commercial pilots without an instrument rating will have this limitation on their pilot certificate. The carriage of people for hire during the day beyond 50 nautical miles or at night is prohibited. Key words in here: for hire operation, carrying people for hire. This will be a very specific wording on your upcoming assignments. And then also on the exam B, you'll be asked about this as well. To make sure you do get this one straight.